Hello students, today we are going to start with English chapter 3 from your supplementary reader book An Alien Hand, and the name of the chapter is The Desert. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to know about the desert. Everyone knows now what is a desert. I hope by now everyone must have heard something about it. Okay, tell me, what all does a desert have? Yes, I think you all are guessing it right. Camels, sand, cactus plants. Yeah. So all this is about desert. Now let's see in detail about it. I'm beginning with the chapter. Those of us who live in regions covered with forest or surrounded by hills may find it difficult to imagine what a desert is really about. Okay, so we are living in the places where there is no like scarcity of water or too much of heat or too much of cold or anything. So we live in a region that is covered with forest and surrounding hills. Means when a thing is surrounded with forest, means naturally it must be having lot of trees. So here it's talking about like when the place is surrounded by trees and you live in that kind of area, you will not realize what the thing in desert would be. The popular belief is that it is an endless stretch of sand where no rain falls and therefore no vegetation grows. Okay, so when you think of desert, one scene you picturize in your head, right? That there is lot of sand and only cactus plants, no vegetation. No vegetation here means anything which you like fruits and vegetables which grow and you eat them, so that is not available. It is hot and dry, waterless and without shade or shelter. As you can see in the picture in the background, what you all can see, it's all like dry barren land kind of a thing, that way. Can you see any water or anything? No, I don't think, right? But this is not entirely correct, and for those who have studied it, the desert can be a beautiful place. Okay, so here it says that like people are saying that it is a very odd thing that desert is just covered with sand and nothing great over there, but here the author is saying that it's a beautiful place. A desert may be hot like the Thar or cold like Ladakh. Okay, so here the author is saying the desert can be very hot like the Thar desert and very cold like the Ladakh desert. Generally, if a place has little or no water and vegetation, people usually call it a desert. Okay, anywhere where you don't find vegetation or water, then that is place is usually called as desert. A desert is not always a flat, unchanging wasteland of dry sand. Okay, so here he's saying that it is not naturally a flat, unchanging wasteland of dry sand. It may have mountains and hills. Okay, so here the the author is saying that it can have mountains and hills. It may also have a oasis. Okay, what do you mean by oasis? Any guesses? Oasis is a fertile spot in the desert where water is found. Okay, as you can see this in the background picture, there's little water and trees have grown next to it. It may also have a oasis, big or small. An oasis is like a green island in the middle of a desert where a spring or a well gives plants and trees a better chance to grow. Basically, it is a place from where you can get water. The desert is home to a variety of people, animals and plants that have learned to live under very hot and dry conditions. So only it is not possible for all animals and people to survive over there. it is only a home to a variety of people, means a selected group of peoples. True, the ground is not usually hidden by a cover of grass, plants, and trees, as it may be in other climates. Okay, so here there is no grass, as we normally see that under our feet on the land there is some kind of grass growing. So nothing of that sort, it's only sand. But when it rains, which is rare, desert flowers bloom. Okay, so when it rains over there, that is very rarely it rains, and when it rains the desert flowers bloom, and the sight can be as rewarding as that in any tropical garden, and then it would look nice and green all around. Some deserts are almost totally without water. Some winds blow in such places, raising heaps of sand and depositing them as mounds called sand dunes. Okay, so here it is saying that some deserts are almost without water, means there is no water over there, and strong winds blow in such places, rising heaps of sand, means it forms all mountain kind of a thing with only sand. So that is called a sand dune that shift and move endlessly across the desert. With strong winds, that sand also moves. Few plants can survive on such dry, shifting lands. All living things need water in order to survive. So the few plants and animals that live in deserts have developed the ability to require less water. Okay, so the which animal lives in the desert? Any guesses? Yes, right, camel. Okay, so here they are saying that in to survive in this condition, only few animals and plants can do that. And what is the speciality about them? That they have the ability and they to require less amount of water. The camel, popularly known as the ship of the desert, can drink a lot of water at a time. Camels can go without water for days at end, and the reason is they sweat very little. Okay, so now they are telling us about if you give water to a camel, he will drink ample of water and he can survive for days without it. Okay, so and that is the reason why only a camel can be used in the desert. It's called a ship of the desert. And the reason why it can survive without water for so long is that it doesn't sweat. We sweat because we must maintain our body temperature. We sweat when it gets hot, and this cools the body. Okay, so when you are feeling very hot, you tend to sweat, and that is the way of cooling down your body. But camels can stand high body temperatures. They don't need to sweat and can therefore retain the water they drink for long periods of time. Okay, so they don't sweat and their body temperature can survive to the heat, so they can live without water for many days. The smaller desert animals do not drink water. Instead, they burrow underground during the hot day and come out at night to eat. Okay, so there are few animals which are also living, small animals as you can see in the picture, are living in the desert, which in the daytime when it is extremely hot, they dig a burrow, means a hole in the ground, and stay over there and come out in the night to eat. Some of them eat other animals and get the water they need from the moisture in the meat. Okay, so they don't get water to drink over there. So if they eat other animals, from their meat, their flesh, they retain the water. Others eat plants and seeds and get the water they need from plant juices. Similarly, the ones which eat plant, they get it from plant and plant juices. Desert plants also adapt to the life they lead. Cactus plants store water in their thick stems. Their roots lie close to the surface of the ground and quickly absorb the moisture from the light rains that occasionally fall. Okay, so there they are telling us about the cactus plant, that even they can survive because they can store water in their thick stems and roots are not very deep inside the ground. And the most importantly, whenever it occasionally rains, it can absorb the moisture from the light rains. The major feature of all deserts is, of course, dryness and variations of temperature. The different features are dryness and variation of temperature. In humid climates, the moisture in the air acts like a blanket and protects the earth's surface from the hot rays of the sun. Okay, in humid climates, the moisture in the air acts like a blanket, means kind of a protective thing which protects the surface from the hot rays of the sun. The absence of this blanket in desert land causes the desert to heat up during the day and cool off at night. So it becomes very hot in the day and very cold in the night. Deserts are an important part of nature's great plan. They are there like the dense forest and deep oceans. Just because they are hot and dry, one should not look upon them as useless parts of the earth. Okay, so here the author is saying that it is a very important part of the nature's plan. Okay, it is not useless. They are also useful like the dense forests and the deep oceans. Just because they are hot and dry, one should not look as a useless part on the earth. Okay, that's all about the chapter. I hope you all have understood. Thank you.